Hello everyone, welcome back to IMS BBA YouTube channel. Well, we are at the end of the JIPMAT marathon today. You have already attended the Quant marathon, the verbal marathon, and today it's time for the DILR marathon. Let's set the agenda right in the beginning. So in this marathon, we will be looking at the actual questions from the last 4 years of JIPMAT paper. I have tried to cover each and every question type which is out there. I also will be reading your comments. Let's make sure that you're solving with me while I also start solving, so that any doubts which you have can be cleared in this particular marathon session. Now, in JIPMAT, one thing which you need to remember is that you don't have any paucity of time. Why? Because JIPMAT only has 100 questions and the duration of the paper is 150 minutes. Now yesterday, if you have attended a verbal marathon session, you must have seen that some of the questions in verbal are pretty direct and you can easily complete those questions under 30 seconds. Why is this thing so important? Well, it allows you to spend more time in the logical reasoning section. Logical reasoning sums are often easy in JIPMAT paper, but it takes some time to crack the code. Luckily, we don't have any paucity of time, and hence you can aim to maximize in this particular section as well. Now, let us get started with the first question. This is a question on coding and decoding. In entire JIPMAT paper, the coding decoding topic has been one of the most important topics throughout the years, and every single year there have been multiple questions on this single topic. Let us see how do we solve them. For coding decoding, this is something which I have recommended to all my students. Before you start your paper, you usually get 5 to 10 minutes buffer. In that period, please make sure that you have A to Z written alongside the position of that particular letter. Having this in front of you during the paper will help you to speed up your solving for coding and decoding. For this particular question, let us see. Some of you have already started giving the answers. It's great to see that. Let's see how do we solve. C to E. From C to E, I see that there is a jump of 2. From E to F, there is a jump of 1. From F to H, again there is a jump of 2. So we have plus 2 followed by plus 1 followed by plus 2. After H, the next letter given to us is I. So let's try to see if we follow the same pattern. We take a jump of plus 2, so we are landing at K. Then we do a jump of plus 1, we are landing at L. And just to verify, if I again do a jump of plus 2, 12 plus 2 will give me N at 14. And this is the pattern which we are following. Now, we don't need to check for UWXZ. I've seen students wasting a lot of time in the paper verifying each and every step. If you have found your pattern, you know it's correct. Let's move forward quickly. After N, the next letter which we need is O. From O, first we need to do a jump of 2. So 15 plus 2, 17. I need OQ. If you see, there is only one option where we have OQ available, and hence the answer for this particular question has to be option D. Now, in the comment section, what I'm seeing is people putting B or C, people putting PR, SU. Just make sure that you're not making such mistakes during the paper, and people who got it wrong, I'm pretty sure you understood that where you did a mistake in your logic. Again, logical reasoning, coding, decoding, they can have infinite number of patterns. But more practice which you do with such questions, it will be easier for you to decode the pattern on the main day. Let us see the next question. ACFJ. The next two terms of the series are. Again, most of the times when you have such a series in coding, decoding, the first thing which you need to check is what is the jump which is happening in the positions. So, from A to C, I can see that there is a jump of plus 2. From C to F, from 3 to 6, there is a jump of plus 3. And this is again one of the very common types of pattern which we have seen in coding, decoding. And you have seen this a lot even in your IMS Sim JIPMATs, and you have also seen this in the class and practice exercise. So Now plus 4 takes us to j, which is 10. So obviously the next one which we need to do is plus 5. J plus 5, 10 plus 5, 15. We need O. There is only one option where we have O. Answer has to be option B. I don't need to sit and check for you, but again, since we are doing this marathon just to prove, we have done plus 5, the next thing will be plus 6, 15 plus 6, 21, and it should be U. That is how you should do your coding decoding quickly. Again, please remember, nobody gives you extra marks for putting extra efforts to find U whether it is correct or not. If you know it needs to be A, there is only one option with A, mark the answer, move ahead. I hope everybody has done this, and in the comment section I'm seeing a lot of you getting it correct also. That's great. Let's see this next one. Find the missing term that can replace the question mark. Now this is a alphanumeric series where you also have something to do with the letters, also something to do with the numbers. Let us first concentrate on the first letter before the numbers. So we have A, we have B, we have D. For this, if I look at the pattern, I am going plus 1. From B to D, I am going plus 2. So following the same logic, I will be doing plus 3. Now D is 4, plus 3 should give me 7, which is G. And just to verify, the next one should be plus 4. Now if I am going with plus 4, again 7 plus 4, 11, which is K, and that's the term which is already given to us. So our logic for the first letter is correct. Now since I know it has to be G, I can clearly say that B and C cannot be my answers. We have brought it down to A and D. Anybody who is solving, do you think it's A, do you think it's D? Take 30 seconds, try to answer this question. Again, I have decoded the first letter for you. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of A. Sadly, for all of you who is saying it's A, it is wrong. The answer has to be D. Why? I'll explain you the numeric series for this. We have 2 followed by 8. If I look at 2 plus 8, we have plus 6. From 8, the next thing is 33. If I see, we have plus 25. Now, what is so significant about 6? You can actually end up getting 6 as 2 into 1 plus 2 square. 2 into 1 is 2 plus 2 square, which is 4. So 2 plus 4 ends up giving you 6. Let us see if we can do something similar to arrive at this point of getting 25. Now we have 8. By this logic, because we did 2 into 1, we should do 8 into 2, which is 16. We already have 2 square. So if I am moving ahead by 1, I should get 3 square. Let's verify. 8 2s are 16. Plus 3 square is 9. 16 plus 9 gives you 25, and the logic fits. So going by the same logic, for the next jump, we should be doing 33 into, after 2 the next number, 3, plus after 3 the next number, 4, and square. 33 into 3, 99. Plus 4 square is 16. 99 plus 10, 109. Plus 6, 115. At 33, if I am adding 115, I end up getting 148, which is given to us in option D, and this becomes our answer. Now, how many of you found this to be difficult? Put it in the comment section. Let's see. You found the logic to be extremely difficult. Again, let's put it there. 23 students, not saying anybody accepting that it was difficult. Well, it is important for you to also acknowledge that all the questions today in JIPMAT are not going to be easy. JIPMAT overall as a paper has always been one of the easier entrance tests which you will be giving for IIMs. But at the end of the day, in those 100 questions, it's not that every single question will be easier compared to your IPMAT Indore, your IPMAT Rohtak. This is one of those questions where even if you get the first letter easily, getting this numeric series is kind of difficult. When you guys were putting the answers in the comment section, it was genuinely wrong for most of you. So it's important to understand that if you encounter such a question in JIPMAT, mark it for review, because you know that you have narrowed it down to 2 options and you move ahead and solve all the other options. In case you find that this question towards the ending is also difficult, I would advise to leave the question and not risk getting that negative. Unless you have attempted almost more than 91 questions, in that case you can try taking a guess between these 2 options, because if you get correct there is nothing to lose, and if you get right you will get +4 only in the case you have attempted so many questions, which I don't know if you can do during the main day, because there is also a lot of anxiety factor. I have one comment, let's also read it. No, it's normal sir, and आपके according LR इस बार कैसी आएगी? Okay, Jayant, we cannot predict how the LR will be. I have seen the last 4 years of paper to select these questions while making it. Across 4 years, I would say the difficulty of LR in JIPMAT has always been between easy to moderate. I have never encountered a very difficult LR section in JIPMAT. But that said, always expect the unexpected in these papers. Unscramble the letters in the given word in order to generate meaningful words and then find the odd one out. Now here there is nothing to do with the ABCD, so you don't need to waste your time referring to that. There are some jumbled up words. I need to find the correct words and then after that find the odd one out. EIWNTR. Looking at this first word, what do you think is the actual word? Anybody? What is the actual word for EIWNTR? People who are saying B, yes, your answer is right, but the question EIWNTR, what do you mean by this? It is jumbled up, so winter can be jumbled up to that. LCUOD, it's easy, it is cloud. Now the hint is that it is something to do with a season or elements of season. So when I see 2M, my mind directly takes me to summer. Now this thing is not that direct because it's not one of the seasons which we usually have in India. We have it, but we don't acknowledge it, which is spring. And now if you see, we have winter, which is a season, summer, which is a season, spring, which is a season, cloud, which is part of the different seasons, but it is not a season in itself, so it becomes odd one out. It was kind of an easy question. Yes, I am taking slightly more time to explain so that all the 25 students who are watching this stream right now are able to understand. Again, some of you who are very fast gave the answer before me. It's good, but I'll be taking it at a normal pace so that everybody understands. Also, all 25 students, if you like a particular solution, make sure to hit the like button. So also we know that we are doing the right thing for you guys. Let us see this next question. This is a very good question from a JIPMAT paper. I'll give you guys 1 minute to try and solve on your own, and then I'll be doing it. Come on, give it a try. It's a really good question from one of the past JIPMAT papers. Anybody who got the answer? Quickly. I'm not seeing anybody cracking this. I'll give you 30 more seconds. Let's see if any one of you can crack it. And please guys, refer from putting flukes. Yes, out of the 4, one has to be correct. So I know you have a 25% chance of getting it right. But please, if you have calculated it, then put the logic. Pranavi, your answer is correct. If you can put the logic in the chat section, it would be great for all the other students as well. Pranavi, D is the right answer. It's not C, it is D. If you can put the logic, that's something which I am curious to know now. Because it was a good sum in the actual JIPMAT paper, and in the year when students were giving this particular JIPMAT, a lot of the students had wasted time in this question, or they ended up marking the wrong answer, which some of the students here were also confused about between D and C. So Jayant has also mentioned D, yes, but I'm not seeing anybody putting the logic in the chat section until now. H is equal to 8 rivers. Yes, that is the perfect logic. Now, everybody, let's see that how is this logic relevant. And you must have noticed one thing in all the previous questions as well. The way I have written A to Z is in a peculiar manner. I have written A to M, then below M I am writing N, and then I am writing Z. Now, I have written this for this particular reason only, because it allows me to capture this single pattern, which is very easy to identify. Condition, you are writing A to Z like this. H is 8. Which letter is opposite to H? We have S. What is the number for S? 19. E. Which letter do I have opposite to E? V. Which number is represented for V? 22. 19 into 22. Let us check. Again, a quick way, speed maths is always helpful, helps you to speed your calculation. 19 can be written as 20 minus 1. So I know that 22 into 2 is simply 44. So 440 minus 22. From 440 remove 20, it's 420, remove 2, it's 418, and that's the logic. Let's see if it also works for Go. I have G, opposite to G, I have T, and the number for T is 20. I have O, opposite to O, I have L, the number for L is 12. So I know that 20 into 12 is 240. Now this is the only reason why I have written A to Z in this particular order, because it makes it easier to decode this type of pattern. If you write A to Z in any other way, it is completely fine. You will be able to decode all the other patterns as well, but this pattern may become slightly difficult to decode. Now for she, one important thing to note is that H and E, we already know is 418 by 19 into 22. I just need to find for S, and I can speed up my calculation. S, opposite to S, I have H. So S will be replaced by H, and the number is 8. Since I already know that 19 into 22 is 418, breaking the numbers easily, 400 into 8, 3200 plus 8 into 18. If you have done your tables well till 20, you should know this number. It is 144. If you have not done your tables, please make sure you're completing all your tables till 30, not just 20. You're also doing your squares till 30, and you're also trying to memorize your cubes till 20 for your paper on Sunday. It is extremely important, because further you will see that in JIPMAT we also get a lot of numerical series where this thing will be helpful. And now if you add 3200 plus 144, just for obligation, it is 3344. Answer is option D. I hope everybody has now gotten the correct explanation and you have understood that how you need to solve this particular set. One important question in the paper: will you waste time to solve this set, or will this be one of the questions which you skip? Let's see in the comment section how many of you will be doing this question in the paper. Let's see. Again, if you are going to do it, put yes. If you're not going to do it, put no. If you think you'll just mark it for review and move ahead, put a maybe. Let's see. Not seeing a lot of yes, no. I've received one yes. I am not sure if others are sure to do this question. Yes, yes, leave for last. Leave for last is actually something which I would recommend for this particular question in JIPMAT paper. No. Sir, she wala फिर से explain. Jayant, the logic is simple. If I have S, the letter opposite to S in this arrangement is H, and the number for H is 8. If I have H, the letter opposite to H is S, the number is 19. If I have E, the letter opposite to E is V, and the number is 22. And then you just need to multiply them. Again, if you liked this solution, make sure to hit that like button. Let's move ahead. In a certain coded language, cat is coded as 6423. Lion will be coded in that language using what? Guys, take 1 minute, try to decode this on your own, then I'll be explaining it. Let's see how many of you are getting this. This one is comparatively a easier question for you to get it. And I would also request all of you to make sure that while you are solving with me, you also have your book right next to you and you're writing it in a neat way, so that once this marathon ends at 5, after taking a break, I'll also be taking a break. You also take a good 30-45 minutes break. After you take that break, you can revisit all the questions and identify the topics where you were stuck more, and then you can start practicing on those topics for tomorrow. So something which you should do alongside, and also make sure that you are having a stopwatch next to you, so that once I display a question, you start your stopwatch. The moment you get your answer, you stop it, you record the time, so that we both are going in that sync where you can keep a track of your speed and your accuracy for this entire marathon. A. I am getting a lot of A's. Anybody who thinks the answer is something else, put it. If you're getting something else, let's see. Anybody, if you're getting some other answer, just check your working, because A is the right answer for this question. People who got A, what is the pattern? Anybody who can put the pattern quickly, because this was an easy question, and people who got A, I'm 100% sure you know the right pattern for this. In the chat section, quickly. It's definitely A. Yes. Quickly, what is the pattern? Well, the pattern is simple. C is 3, and in that, if I add 3, I get 6. A is 1. I add 3, I get 4. T is 20. I add 3, it becomes 23. So quickly, let's follow the same pattern for lion. L, 12 plus 3, I know it's 15. Something which I said in the beginning of the stream. If you see only one option with 15, don't waste your time verifying the entire pattern. Students are bound to do that on the main day. Why? Because you want to be extra careful. But again, if you know your logic is right, just move ahead by marking the answer with A. I'll verify right now on the stream because I have some time. But again, you guys should not do this on the main day. I is given to us as 9 plus 3, 12. O, 15 plus 3, 18. N, 14 plus 3, 17. So 15, 12, 18, 17. Again guys, people who are discussing cutoff, I think you are distracting yourself a lot from what is actually necessary in this marathon, which is understanding the concepts, looking at the question types, learning some tricks. Cutoffs are something which you can easily find on Grad School Zone. After the stream is over, we will be putting the link in the comment section. Go to the Grad School Zone, check the cutoffs, you will get your questions answered. But now let's focus on learning the best out of this LR section. Next one, driver is given as 12, pedestrian is given as 20, accident is given as 16. What will be the car equal to? People who know the answer, quickly put it in the chat section. Let's see how many of you get it. Okay, Arav, Kansara, B. Anybody else? Come on, I should not have just one student giving the correct answers all the time. All of you should be participating and getting it. Arav, awesome work. You have decoded the correct pattern. And for others who have now read the answer, once Arav has given it to us, he is right. The answer is B. I'll explain. One important thing to remember is that when you see so many letters, and you're only seeing that the letters are represented by a 2-digit number 12. So driver has 6 letters and I'm seeing 12. Pedestrian has basically 5 plus 5, 10 letters and I'm seeing 20. Accident has 4 plus 4, 8 letters and I'm seeing 16. Car, which has 3 letters, should become 6. It's a very easy pattern. One more thing to remember is that the previous 2 questions which we have done, every question was related to something with the position of a particular alphabet. Here, if you try to bring too much complexity by introducing the positions and then seeing maybe it's addition or subtraction or maybe it's multiplication, then some division, unnecessarily you will be complicating the things and getting it wrong. Try to keep things simple. Check for the easier patterns once. If easier patterns are not fitting your particular question, only then you can move to think about the complex patterns. Next one, a very easy question. All of you, once I show this question, you should get the answer before I complete my statement as well. Which words cannot be formed using the letters from the word consultation? Answer quickly. You should take just 5 seconds to get the answer. Come on. D. Yes, Jayant, it's right. Answer is D. Chirag, correct answer. Vishesh, correct answer. Let's keep on going. D. Vibe, yes. Let's vibe together. Correct. D. Answer is D. And for one very simple reason, don't try to identify the correct words and then reach to D. You see that salute as a E. In the entire word consultation, we don't have E mentioned at all. Straight away, answer is D. Mark it, move forward. In your paper, don't try to waste time to see whether you can make nation, whether you can make station, whether you can make solution. It is unnecessary. It's D. Let's move to the next one. Yes, vibe. Let's move to the next one. Arrange the following words alphabetically as in a dictionary. Giving you 1 minute, quickly check and then let's move forward. Sir, do we get such easy questions also in paper? Yes, so Chirag, all the questions which I am discussing right now are taken from actual JIPMAT paper only. I have not created any of the single questions on my own. I have taken them from the past year paper so that you get a real taste few days before the examination. That is what we are doing here. Okay, people have started answering this question. Others who are there on the stream, come on, you need to buck up, increase your speed. This is a easy question, a question where you need to be more careful, but definitely an easy question to answer. And 20 people on the stream. If you have been on the stream since beginning, come on, please drop that like button. Come on. If you are getting clear understanding about the picture, let's start appreciating the stream as well. C is the right answer. Okay, what do you mean by dictionary? Everything is in alphabetical order. Even when everything starts with S, the second letter should also follow the alphabetical order. Same goes for the third letter and all the subsequent letters. That is how a dictionary works. When I see all the words here, SA, something same. So I directly need to move to the third one. In UNV, I know that U should come first before V. So C should be the first word in the alphabetical order. There are only two options which had C. Eliminate B and D. Between A and C, I know C and B are same. So let's just quickly look at A and D. You don't need to waste a lot of time. Between A and D, if I see I has to come before O, so it has to be A, then you should get D. So answer has to be C. Let's work on option eliminations for such questions rather than sitting and trying to find the entire order. Finding the entire order will not be wrong, but again you don't want to waste that kind of time during the paper. So let's move forward. I hope this sum was clear for all of you. Yes, I can see you. It is correct. If roast is coded as PQYUR in a certain language, then how will sloppy be coded in the same language? Again guys, coding decoding question. Take 1 minute, try to find the answer. Okay, Dravya, I am seeing the answer very quickly from you. That's good. Liked your speed. Kanish, sir, how I improve DI section because I have weak hand on it. Kanish, we will be doing DI sets also, quite a few of them towards the ending. So make sure you are there throughout the stream. Now let's focus on LR. Let's improve your speed here because the more speed you have in LR automatically ends up giving you more time which you need for your DI if your DI is slower. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of C and all of you are correct. Let's see again. If you have your ABCD in front of you, it's easier to refer. One more thing which I've told all my students, always write the original word and the code below each other. It makes it easier to decode the pattern. R to P, I can see there is -2. O to Q, I am seeing a +2. A to Y, basically we are looking at the entire ABCD as a loop. So after the loop closes, from A, if I go 2 steps behind, I will be at Y. S to U, again I am seeing +2. So now it's clear that it has to be -2 +2. Let's quickly find the answer. Let's not waste any more time. S -2. So I have S which is 19 -2, 17 will be Q. L 12 + 2 N. Again guys, something which you should be careful in the paper. I know it should start with Q and N in all the options. Only one option has Q and M. Mark the answer as C, move forward. You don't need to check for all the letters. Reason, only one option starts with Q and N. If there were more than one options, then we would have completed the entire question accordingly. Dravya, I hope you got the answer. It is -2 + 2 -2 + 2. If yes, Dravya, you can put yes and we'll move ahead to the next questions. Others, I hope it's clear. All the students who are giving the correct answer. Let's see, everybody. Can I go to the next question, Dravya? Waiting for your yes. If you have understood this, I'll wait for 5 more seconds and then hoping you understood it. Chalo, let's go. Arrange the following words in a meaningful sequence. Guys, only 30 seconds for you to solve this question. Quickly get to it. Just 30 seconds. Arrange the following words in a meaningful sequence. Okay, people are mentioning C, C, C. Somebody is mentioning B. Jayan, just think slightly more on this question. Do you think the pulp will come first? Again, you need to create a meaningful sequence. So when we are talking about the sequence, either it can be going from the first step to the final step, or sometimes it can also be you have a final step and you're going backwards towards the first. So in any of those situations, do you think pulp can be the first one? The correct answer for this question is option C. The reason is simple. I'll give the entire solution to you, but when I look at this, I know it has something to do with the paper book manufacturing. Now, the first thing which you will have is jungle, or the last thing which you will have is book. So if I'm going with the first to the last step, it should start with D, end with A, or if I'm going in the reverse order, it should start with A, end with D. If I look at the options clearly, the only thing which makes sense is D. And now let's verify using the option if it follows a pattern. From jungle, they are saying we are going to timber. So jungle is huge, where you have animals, plants, trees, everything. So we are going to a specific thing which is timber or wood. Then we are creating the pulp out of the timber, followed by paper, which then finally transforms to book, and we have C. Again, it's a easy process making question. Most of you have gotten it correct. People who got it wrong, just check it once. Answer the following based on analogy. Ecology is related to environment in the same way as histology is related to. Guys, I don't want you guys to use Google for this question or any ChatGPT or AI tools. Try to be honest, because you won't have access to those tools during your paper. So quickly, and this is a question where you will know your answer in 5 seconds. Either you know it or you don't know it. I would advise, let's not discuss the score which you want to aim. Let's capitalize on the sectional learnings. Score is something which you can give a mock later tonight and then check your scores and create your strategies. Okay. I'm getting 2 options, A and C, A and C. Anybody wants to try something else? Okay. Oh, Dravya, just 1 A is fine. Putting it 10 times won't make a difference. Answer for this question is C. Histology is linked to the study of tissues. It's not related to history. History is the most common trap which is given in this list of options. Please be mindful of such questions. Only if you are 100% certain of the fact, attend these questions. Don't try to create analogies based on the spellings and everything. You will end up doing a lot of mistakes, especially for the study based questions. So please be careful. Next one, a good question on Venn diagram. I would again advise solve this math the following questions by taking the help of the options. It's not your school where you need to match each and everything and mark the answers. We are going for an aptitude examination. Let's start showing some aptitudes and some quickness while solving the questions. Let's see. And again, I am seeing 30 people who have joined the stream. I want to now start seeing more than 15 students putting the answers here. Okay, I am just seeing one person putting C, one person putting D. Let's see. Others. Okay, there is a mix of C and D which is happening. 30 more seconds and then I'll start. For me, it should be C. Vibe, all the answers are for you only, or it's for yourself only. There is no group discussion which is going to happen on Sunday during the paper. Okay, students who are saying it's D is the right answer. Let's check. Hospital, nurse and patient. So we know that inside hospital you will have nurse and patient. So A is linked with 3. So I'll just mark it here. And now since I know A is 3, option A is clearly not my answer. For B, let's check between 1 and 4. Polygons, quadrilateral, rhombus. Polygons, inside polygons, I know you have different number of sides. So quadrilaterals comes inside polygons. Quadrilaterals are 4-sided figure. We have multiple 4-sided figures like square, rectangle, kite, rhombus, parallelogram, and rhombus hence will come inside. So B is 4. So hence I know that it has to be between C and D. Engine, piston and wheel. There is no link absolutely in any way between these 3 things. Engine, piston and wheel. Some people may say that we can have a engine and piston and wheel inside a car, but then you need to have a car. If you are saying that a engine is something which is used to run a car and then car is something where you have wheel and engine moves wheel, it is kind of a very broad logic to put. But if you look at cloth, color and merchant, you can have a merchant who is selling cloth and you can have color outside, or you can have a cloth, you can have colors and inside colors we can have different type of cloth. So hence D going with 1 makes the best sense for this Venn diagram, and answer is D. People who thought it is C, you tried to extend logic way too much than it was necessary. But again, between C and D getting confused means at least you are on the right track of thinking. Anybody who thinks it is A or B, you guys were absolutely wrong. I could not see any A or B here, but still I am seeing a lot of yes, it is something which can be debated a lot. It's Venn diagram, but that's the logic which you should rely on. So next one on syllogisms. What is a piston? Piston is another component which you have in car, which is used in the mechanism to make a car functional. Again, let's go with this syllogisms. All dolls are windows, all bottles are windows, all cars are bottles. The class will be till 5 p.m. That's the time till for the marathon. Again, if you think that there is some important work and you need to drop out, you can drop out for a few minutes and you can rejoin later. We will be here constantly for the next 3 hours from 2 to 5. Syllogisms, quickly. I know a lot of students get questions wrong in syllogisms, so please make sure you're taking next 1 minute to solve this particular question for sure, if you have not solved the previous question. People who have joined the stream just right now, let's stay with us and with all the other students from this question onwards. You can do the later questions after the stream ends. Okay, A, C, yeah, that's the thing. Syllogisms always has multiple answers given even during the normal lecture. IO, a good reference. That's a really good reference to bring and a good way to explain condition they have seen the movie. Okay, AC. I hope all the students who have given the answer have created the Venn diagram before you have given the answer right now. So, C, okay. Okay, let's start. All dolls are windows, which means that we'll have a big circle for windows, and inside that we'll have a small circle for dolls. All bottles are windows. I don't know anything between bottles and dolls, so I'll just make a separate circle for bottles which is not linked to D. There may be an intersection, there may not be an intersection. I am just drawing the simple diagram based on the statement which I know. All cars are bottles. So inside bottles, I'll draw a car. Now, using this, let us evaluate the conclusions given. All cars are windows. Yes, all cars will be windows. So 1 is true. Now, if I know that statement 1 is true, clearly D cannot be my answer. B cannot be my answer. I need to just check between 2 and 3. Some cars are dolls. Now, the problem here is some cars could be dolls, but the word maybe is missing here. Since we don't have the word maybe here, 2 does not follow. It cannot be A. The only option we are left with is C. Has to be the right answer. But let us check. Some windows are cars. Yes, some of the windows will be cars, and hence 3 is also true, and people who gave the answer C is the correct answer. Pranavi, perfect circle. Thank you, and I also hope you also got the same circle. Syllogism is the easiest part of LR. I am pretty sure there are many students who are on the stream right now who would beg to differ that syllogism is the easiest part, because most of the students I have interacted with in the last 3-4 months for different entrances always found syllogisms a topic where out of 5 questions maybe they always end up getting 1 or 2 wrong. So just be careful about this. So can you please explain how to create the diagrams? Again, I'll erase the ink on the slide and I'll explain you this, a good doubt. Students who have been listening to the stream for now 50 minutes, if you found the questions valuable, please drop a like. Now, IO, just for you in a very brief way, if all X are Y, if you have a statement like this, remember the first thing will always be the smaller circle and Y will be the bigger circle. Obviously, you can have multiple interpretations for this where you can have 2 equal circles, but this is the broadest way to do it. Some X are Y, again X some overlap with Y. This is the easiest way to put it. You can also have some X are Y in a different way where you draw a big circle of x, inside that you draw a small circle of y, and hence some x are y. But I normally advise the students to just have a easy diagram, and it is easier to answer, and you will be getting the correct answers 9 out of 10 times. You need to remember the cases in your mind and then look for that maybe as a conclusion word in the statements which are given to you for the answers. And if you have no x or y, simply just draw two disjoint circles. So I hope this is clear. This is the easiest and the most simplified way to go about syllogisms. Again, there are multiple interpretations for the statements. That time you just need to be careful to consider that word maybe or not. Next one, a question again which is based on coding and decoding, but in the form of math the following. So let's see if you can get this in 45 seconds. Let's go. "25 students who are on the stream. If you are since the beginning, coding decoding we have done extensively in the first 45 minutes of the stream, and it is one of the most important questions. All the questions are taken from past papers, so you are seeing how frequently these questions are coming. So again, use your options to get the answers correctly. Okay, I'm getting two answers, D, C, D, C. Let's see. We'll start with A only. So we are going from G to J, which is basically plus 3. After J I have K, which is the next letter. From K to M, I am actually having plus 2. After M, the next letter is N. From N to Q, I again see plus 3. Next letter is R. From R to T, we are seeing a plus 2. So the next letter has to be U. There is only one option which is starting with U. So I know that A has to be 3. If A is 3, A and B are clearly the wrong options. Now, between C and D, I know that A, B both are 3, 4. I don't need to now check for B. I will not waste my time checking for B. Let us just see that what will be option C. A, Z. So if you remember, I told you few minutes back that there's a reason why I always write A to Z in this order, because it makes easier to decode this particular pattern. A and Z, C and X, F and U. Now I know that C has to be either 1 or 2. S and H are clearly the opposite ones. J and Q are also something which is opposite. This brings us to the point that whether either I should mark my answer as C or D. You cannot actually eliminate the options here. Hence now you need to check for D. Option elimination brought us closer to A and B. If there was some other pattern, we could have easily marked the answer, but now we need to still check for D. A to Z, G and T. Then we have M and N, and here also we are following the same pattern. Now, what do you think should be the answer between C and D? Because both C and D are using the same logic of going between the letters. That said, now let us also look at the jump which gets created. From A to C, I am seeing a plus 2. From C to F, I am seeing a plus 3. So if I go by that logic, from F, if I go plus 4, I will be at J. So C should be 2. Let's verify for option D. From A, if we go to G, we are doing, so A to G is plus 6. From G to M, From 7 to 13 is again plus 6. So from M, 13 plus 6 will be S and D has to be 1. So answer is option D. Now, in this sum, option elimination, no matter how much you try, still brings us to the final step where we need to check the jump in the letters as well, know that it is in the reverse order. But one thing which will always help you is writing A to Z in this particular fashion so that you can easily try to find the replacement logic in the question. So I hope this was clear. If you liked this particular question and the solution and the logic of going to A to Z, make sure to hit that like button. Next one. Now we will be starting all the numerical series. So all the coding decoding questions for this session are over and we will be starting with the numerical series. So let's get your math hats on and you start solving this one. Start with question A. Let's see you can eliminate two options or not. Let us see what is the pattern. Always few things to remember while you're doing the numerical series. First thing, you need to make sure that the jumps are something which you are looking when you see numbers which are close to each other and they are in a particular increasing or decreasing order. So always start with that. Take that hint and check for A. I'm pretty sure you will be able to eliminate two options easily. Come on, quickly. People who got the answer. Okay, B. Let's see. Okay. Pranavi. Okay. Correct. Everybody, Pranavi, Chirag, Vibe, case I am gaming, all of you, B option is right. Let us decode the pattern for A first. From 8 to 13, I have plus 5. From 13 to 21, I have plus 8, plus 11. So clearly there is a plus 3 also happening in the subsequent differences. Plus 14 actually gives me 46. Plus 17 gives me 63. So the next jump, 3 more plus 20 should give me 83. So A has to be 3. C and D are clearly wrong. Now here if you check, both the options have A and B given to you as 3 and 1. So let's just omit B and go to the next one. Now if you look at D, just by basic logic, so I know 1 is gone for B, 3 is gone. There is an increase, there is an increase, there is an increase. So the next one, clearly there is going to be an increase. Just by that logic, what do you think which should be our answer? Students, quickly. Sir is better than LR. Okay, let's see. Now, if I'm looking at this numbers, plus 2, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, again plus 2, but plus 5, again I am getting a plus 2, but I am getting a plus 7, again I am getting a plus 2. If you see, plus 2 is happening at every alternate steps. 3, so 1, 3, 5, 7, next one should be 9, it has to be 35, and hence the answer is option, so C is 4, my bad, and answer is option B. And even if you go by the easiest logic, that D has to follow an incremental step. After 51, the only option which made sense was going to 101 because the pattern clearly indicates that it was increasing. You don't need to see that D has to be 4 in any way. So again, a easy sum if you use option elimination, and it helps you to speed your calculation. I hope you are understanding the part where speed is equally important as your accuracy. And many students think that speed and accuracy cannot go hand in hand, but actually it can if you know the right steps. Quickly, the next series, 45 seconds, try to think on the same lines and find the answer. Again, students, very quickly, and also students who are here with us since the last 1 hour, some of the names I am seeing again and again. So Pranavi, Ayo, Vibe, also Chirag, I've been seeing since the beginning. It's good that you made it for 1 hour. 2 more hours to go. Let's give our best. But great to hit that 1 hour mark. Next question, quickly, guys. Now you should find this question easier because we have seen that incremental steps, and now you know the first thing which you should look for normally in the numerical series questions. I have attended last two also. Very good. That's really nice. Pranavi, 158. Absolutely right, Pranavi. Others, just make sure that you are also reading the top part where they are saying that find the wrong term in the series. You are not looking for the missing term. I think some of you who were trying to answer was that you thought question is wrong, that after 158 there should be some incremental number and the options are not like that. They were asking you the wrong term. Please be mindful about this even on the main day. So we are getting a +8, we are getting a +24, we are getting a +72. Clearly the differences are getting multiplied by 3 in every subsequent step. So 8 into 3, 24, 24 3s are 72. So the next one should have actually been 72 into 3, which is plus 216. 105 plus 216 gives you 221, and hence 158 is the wrong term, and that becomes our correct answer. Others who got the right answer, nice. I just hope that you did not make the mistake of getting it wrong in the beginning. Let's go for the next question. A good question from one of the recent years only. Yeah. Yeah, 216 plus 105, it should be 321. This question, come on. And try to understand that in this particular numerical series question, the logic which we were using, that it increases only, does not work. So now you need to try to look for a secondary pattern. IO is saying C. Others, what do you think? Try to look for some different pattern in this particular question. Because if you just look at all the terms together consecutively, you will get it wrong. The hint is try to break it down in some groups and maybe you will find your correct answer now. The answer is C. If you break this entire series into a smaller series, you will actually see that there is a jump of +2 happening between these two consecutive terms. So first and second term +2, third and fourth term +2, fourth, fifth and sixth term +2. So now, since I have 9/2, the term which I need should be 2 less than this. And I hope everybody knows LCM subtraction. You have attended the quants marathon. 2 into 2, 4, 9 minus 4, 5, and you have 5/2. So C becomes your answer. Next one. Find the number that can replace the question mark in the series below. Quickly guys, get to it. I would just refrain from such remarks about smuggling calculator and everything. That's not the right practices which any student should ever do. So come on, let's keep the stream a good, honest stream. Let's not have such kind of discussions here. Okay, a lot of you are marking the answer as B, B, B. Okay. Some new names also in the stream now. That's good to see. People are answering. It's B. Okay. Here in this series, if you look, you are doing a +3 followed by a -1. Then you are doing a +4 followed by a -1, +5 followed by a -1, +6 followed by a -1. So the next one has to be a +7. 29 plus 7 gives you easily 36. People who found the answer to be C, just be careful that 30 minus 1 is 29. So we have already done the -1 step. So the next step has to be the incremental step of having +7. Next sum. Absolutely nothing like that will be discussed here, and there is no permission to discuss all those things at the channel. Let's give a very honest attempt, and I'm pretty sure all of you are giving correct answers and you are very skillful, very smart, and you will get good marks just with your honest attempt. Please refrain from such things. Come on, next question. Now this is following the similar incremental series. Let's try to find out what's the pattern. A, okay. Okay, Vishesh A, Umitya A. Let's see. I'll just write it in bigger text. 2, 12, 30, 56, 90. There is a +10 followed by a +18 followed by a +26 followed by, no guesses here, +34, and clearly there is a jump of +8. Obviously you can just do it on the top. This makes it easier for everyone to refer to. So going by the same logic, the next jump of +8 should be +42. 90 plus 42, I should end up getting 132. Answer is A. One more important tip for all of you, that if you know the unit digit should end in 2, if there is only one option, you can mark that as the answer, so that you are avoiding any calculation mistakes where 90 plus 42 for some of you takes time. 90 plus 42 is a very easy calculation, but just in case if you think that you may make an error, you can always look at the unit digit and mark the answer. If the unit digit was 6, then you need to be extremely careful. So, next question, a very good question from the past year's paper. Let's see how many of you decode this. I'll give you 1.5 to 2 minutes. I'll also have a glass of water. Okay, quickly. This is slightly confusing, but try. And this is one of those questions in the JIPMAT paper where many students ended up actually leaving it only. So, let's see. Some of you have given the answer as A, others. I'll give you 1 more minute, you can try, and then I'll start. Again guys, think on the lines of something to do with multiplication. That's the hint for option A, for all of you who is solving seriously. A is not the right answer. So for A, for the first series A, the hint is think on the lines of multiplication and then maybe you will end up getting a correct answer. Okay, some people are now saying B. Let's see. None of you got it right. No problem. Like I said, it was a difficult question, but kudos for trying at least. That's important today. We are here for learning. We are not here to impress anybody. So, let's see the first one. Like I said, because they are patterns, this is something which is created by a paper setter. He had some logic in mind to create this pattern, and we need to follow it to arrive at the correct answer. That said, people may end up having some other patterns in their mind, which makes this kind of question slightly more tricky. Now, 5 into 3, 15. 15 into 4, 60. 60 into 2 gives me 120. Cancel the 0. You see 12. 5 into 6, 30. Again guys, look at it carefully. 5 into 6, 30. 30 into 2, 60. 60 into 3, 180. Remove the 0, 18. So, 5 into 2, 10. 10 into 2, 20. 20 into 9, 180. Let's get rid of the 0 and we should get 18. So I know that A is 4. So A and B cannot be the right answers. People who are giving it, hence it was wrong. Now here I know that A is 4, B is 3. A is 4, B is 3. So without solving, since that's what the option is dictating, we can just ignore B for time being. Now let us try to find a pattern for D and C. Let us check for D first. We have 7 and 4. 7 into 4 gives me 28. I have 5 and 3. Multiplying them gives me 15. The subtraction is 13. Let's see if similar kind of thing works for the next one. 8 into 4. I have 32. 9 into 3. I have 27 and I get 5. So following the same logic, 9 into 4, 36, 8 into 3, 24. By subtraction, we should get 12. So my D has to be 2. Answer becomes option D. I'll also explain you B and C just in case similar kind of pattern comes in paper this year. So let us look at option B. 5 into 2, 10 plus 3, 13. 4 into 3, 12 plus 5, 17. So 6 into 4, 24 plus 5, 29, which we already knew because of the options. C, the last one. Anybody who would like to do question C? Anybody here would like to go for question C? It is easy. Think on the lines of subtraction, 30 seconds. If you get it, you can put the answer. Let's see. Anybody who is getting C? Since you already now know that C has to be 6. So if you can reverse engineer to get the answer. Okay. Nobody, let's see. It's easy. 15 and 8 gives me 7 as my gap. 10 and 8 gives me 2. 9 and 5 gives me 4. 8 and 6 gives me 2. What is the relationship? 7 2s are 14. 4 2s are 8. So 11 and 8 gives me 3. 6 and 4 gives me 2. The multiplication should give me 6 and that becomes my answer. This question was actually a lengthy question. It is a difficult question like I started with, but again knowing the logics is important, because in case you get any similar kind of pattern on Sunday, now you know at least 4 more unique patterns to answer. That's the main purpose of the stream. I am not recommending that you should do such a question in the paper, but this is something which will never hurt to know in your mind. So it's always good to know multiple patterns when you're stepping into a paper like JIPMAT, where numerical series have been coming for the last 4 years. Now let's quickly go to the next one. This is a very easy question comparatively. You should get the answer in 10 seconds. Quickly guys. You should get the answer in 10 seconds. Why you are saying what was the logic in D? The logic in series D was very simple. 7 into 4 28, 5 into 3 15, and the difference between them ended up giving you 13. So 9 into 4 36, 8 into 3 24, and the difference gave me 12. That was the logic. For this question, people have started putting the answers. It's the right answer. It's a very easy question. All in all, 2 cube, 3 cube, 4 cube, 5 cube, 6 cube, the next one 7 cube, 343. That's the answer. Hence, in the beginning of the stream, I had mentioned, I'll reiterate it right now for people who are joining currently. Please memorize your tables from 1 to 30, your squares from 1 to 30, your cubes from 1 to 20 before your JIPMAT paper. It will help you to answer such questions which are easy and can be done under 30 seconds. Next one. Let's see how many of you get this question. Come on. It has a easy pattern to it. Let's see how many of you decode. Dravya says it's A. Okay. Anybody else? A for apple. Wow. Great. Next student who can give the correct answer, because A is the wrong answer. Yes, the correct answer is 22. The pattern is fairly easy because if you see, so if you try to decode the pattern by looking at 594 and 198, it will be difficult. But if you look at 198 and 66, it's kind of easier to make sense that it is actually getting divided by 3. Now if you try to apply the same logic here, 594 divided by 3 is actually 198. And going by the same logic, if you divide 66 by 3, it has to be 22. Answer is B. People who have marked the answer as A, even if you knew it was division by 3, it is one of the most common mistakes to do, where you put the answer as 33. Where instead of dividing it by 3, you end up dividing it by 2. So just be careful about this option. If you know the pattern, C and D is something which you will never mark, but you need to be extremely careful between A and B. It's a common mistake which can happen during the paper because you're trying to rush in the entire section. So just be careful about that. Next one. The numbers in the figure below have a certain logic pattern question mark. I'll give you 90 seconds, and again if I'm giving you 90 seconds, it is kind of a tricky question. Try to do it. Anybody who knows the answer for this one? Advice is, don't try to write it as a circular thing, but try to write it as a line thing. Let's see if now you can decode it. I'll try to give you some hint. So plus 3 plus 5 plus 9, if you see here, plus 17. Now try to take a hint from this. 71. Yes, 71 is the right answer, Pranavi. Ayo, correct. It is C. The way it works is, I am doing a plus 2. Here the gap jumps by plus 4. Here it jumps by plus 8. So following the same pattern, it should jump by plus 16. So actually it should be plus 33. In 38 you add 30, 68 plus 3. You arrive at the perfect answer of 71. Now another way to eliminate two options in this particular way, and actually not just two, but you could have eliminated all three options also, is that you are seeing that there is a plus 3 plus 5 plus 9 happening, and plus 17 has already happened. In 38, if I add plus 17 only, I know that my answer has to be minimum 55 and my answer should be more than 55. So clearly A and B cannot be the answer. You will now be stuck between C and D. The only thing is that you will be confused whether after plus 3, plus 5, plus 9, plus 17, if you want to reach 60, it has to be plus 22 and whether it should be 60 or 71. So knowing this is the only way to get the correct answer. But in case, like I said, you have attempted too many questions and you have eliminated it down to 2 options and you want to try to take a guess, this is a way to eliminate 2 options, but not something which I would recommend for the question. So let's quickly move on to the next one. A question which have been seen in 2 different years. This question does not come multiple times in the same year, but it has been seen in 2 different years. And this is a question which is easy, but definitely time consuming and something where you need to be careful with your board mass operation. You must have given other entrances and you know that board mass is something which is always an easy question to solve, but always more time consuming question to solve. So, and the hint for this question is simple. First, rewrite the entire equation by following the replacement of the symbols which is mentioned in the question. So, giving you 1 minute, take your time but give the correct answer. Absolutely no errors in this question. Let's see who is the first one to give the answer for this. Come on. And remember guys, you are all attending the stream together, but you are also the competitor for each other. So let's try to now find out that who is going to give the quickest answers for every single question. Because now we are 90 minutes into the stream and I'm pretty sure you guys are warmed up now to keep on thinking and giving the quick answers. Let's see, anybody? D. That is the perfect answer. Kudos to you for getting it so quickly done. Others, I just think that you are taking more time to decode the symbol. Let's do it quickly. Pranavi, correct answer. So, 5 minus should be replaced by multiplication into 13. Minus should be replaced with multiplication. 4 plus. Plus is division. 2. Division is minus. 6. Multiplication is plus. And division is minus. And I have my board mass ready. Now, 5 into. I hope everybody remembers board mass. First you solve the bracket, then off, then you go with division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. Don't want to reiterate this thing. 4 divided by 2, 2, 2, and then you have 13 2s are 26, minus 6 plus 15 minus 5, 26 minus 6 20, 15 minus 5 10, 35, 150, straightforward, and the answer is option D. So I hope everybody got it right. Nobody has given a wrong answer apart from one student, but others, and I hope that one student has made a typo while answering. So let's see. Next, we are now looking at a miscellaneous category of question, a question type which most of the students skip on the main day. Now, clocks and calendars is something which many of the students either don't attend the lecture, or after they attend also they don't try to put too much efforts to revise it. But clocks and calendars both have been coming in all the years for JIPMAT for the last 4 years. So again, something which you should be doing, and if you have not done it yet, make sure that tonight only you are revising this topic of LR. Let's see who gets the correct answer for this. Okay, nice to see 29 students. I think some of you are joining just right now, but great to see you here. Again, if you are a new person on the stream, we have done all the numerical series and alphabetical series and coding decoding series questions already in the beginning. Make sure that you are starting solving this particular question and you're doing all the next questions. You can re-watch them later after the stream ends. Okay, B. Okay, there's this one person who's spamming B. Others, if you got the answer, mark it in the chat section. If not, I'll be solving in the next 10 seconds. B is the perfect answer. Again, let us see how do we approach this question. I know that a clock is basically a circle which is 360 degrees. A R end moves for 12 hours. So I can say that in 1 hour, the R end will be covering, so per hour, the R end will cover 30 degree. Now if R end is moving for 135 degree, how many hours will it take? A simple cross multiplication, 135 upon 30, 3 4s are 12, 15 left, 5s are, because of upon 10, it should be 4.5 hours. After 4.5 hours basically becomes 7:30, and that becomes your answer. Again, clock is a topic which is very easy to do. The question types are also very similar to what you have done in your class and practice exercise, but it definitely takes a quick revision before the paper to ace it. Let's go for the next one. A watch which gains uniformly is 2 minutes slow at 10 a.m. on Wednesday and 2.5 minutes fast at 1 p.m. the following day, which is Thursday. When will it show the correct time? 1 minute for all of you to solve this question. Then I will explain the entire working and approach in detail, because this question type has come twice in the paper. Students who have joined the stream recently, if you liked the previous solution, if you are watching the stream for the first time, or if you joined the stream since the last 10 minutes, make sure to drop that like. And let's keep the energy up and let's everybody do it quickly. Okay. Omitaya, that is the perfect answer, and it's so great to see somebody getting this question correct, because normally a question which students don't want to do, even if you have done exactly similar kind of question in your class exercise if you are an IMS student. But D is the perfect answer. Good work. Others, try to recollect the approach which was taught to you during your lecture, and if you cannot recollect, don't worry, in the next 5 seconds I will be doing it for you. So let us start. The watch was minus 2 minutes, basically 2 minutes slow, so it was 2 minutes behind on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Now it actually moves to being 2.5 minutes fast, or it is 2.5 minutes ahead next day, which is Thursday at 1 p.m. What do we see here? From -2 to 2.5, I have gained a net 4.5 minutes, and I have gained 4.5 minutes in how many hours? From 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. next day is 24 hours. After 10 a.m., 1 p.m. is 3 more hours, which is 27 hours. So in 27 hours, we are gaining 4.5 minutes. They are asking us, when will it show the correct time? Now my clock was 2 minutes behind. To show the correct time, it should have been at 0, which is the point where it is not behind, it is not ahead, it is showing the exact correct time. So I need to gain 2 minutes. If I am taking 27 hours for 4.5 minutes, how much time will I take for 2 minutes? A simple cross multiplication. So 2 into 27 upon 4.5. can be written as 45 upon 10. So into 10, 9 3s are 5s are 5 1s are 2s are 2 into 3 into 2 is basically 12 hours. At 10 a.m. on Wednesday, after that 12 hours, we will be at 10 p.m. on Wednesday, and answer is option D. Everybody make sure that you are writing this entire approach the way I have written the solution, because it takes the least amount of space. Obviously some of you can do some of the calculations mentally and save space, but trust me, this is the most efficient way to solve this particular type of question. If you have understood this particular question, let's do the next question, and I am expecting all of you who are seeing the stream to do this question on your own and get it correct. Exactly same question type with a different number. Let's see. And now you should get it correct, because you know the exact approach and the steps to write the values to get the answer. Yeah, so 27 upon 4.5, it's the same thing, Omitya. I normally prefer to always convert a decimal to a fraction so that it makes it easier for cancellation. Everybody, please make sure that you're not spamming the chats. Everybody is here to learn, get the best takeaways. Let's ensure that there is best learning for all of you. I know it would be great if you stop spamming. Drashti D, okay. D, Pranavi, okay. So let us see, people who could not get it or are still solving. You can continue, but I'll start explaining this one also. Exactly same way to write. 1 minute slow, so -1 Tuesday at 1 p.m. Then 2 minutes fast again on Thursday at 1 p.m. only. Tuesday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Thursday. So it is 48 hours. The gain is -1 to +2, which is 3 minutes. So I can say that for going to 0, I need 1 minute more. If 3 minutes is 48, 1 minute straightforward, I don't need to do any other cross multiplication. 16 hours. Tuesday we have 1 p.m. 16 hours can be broken down to 12 hours plus 4 hours. After 1 p.m. 12 hours will make it Wednesday 1 a.m. and this is 12 hours. But if I add 4 more hours, it will bring it to 5 a.m. on Wednesday, which is D. So people who got the correct answer, I hope you have used the same approach. Others who did not get it, I just hope that now you know the correct approach for this particular question type, and it has come in 2 different years in the JIPMAT paper. Let's move on to the next question. This question is based on the most important formula in clocks. The angle between hour end and minute end is given by modulus 30h minus 11 upon 2 m. H is the hour, m is the minute. Use this formula to try to get the answer. If this formula is not written in your book, make sure you're writing this formula. And again, if you like this formula, the previous approaches, make sure that the like button is hit by you. Let's see who gets the fastest answer, because this is based on calculation, and there is also a very small tip after this question. Okay, Omitya A, Pranavi A. Okay, anybody else? The hint is, because I know that minutes is multiplied by 11 upon 2, let's start with either this or this number, because 30 upon 2, 15 is a easier multiplication to do than dividing 15 by 2, which is 7.5, and then you are getting stuck with the decimal. Just saves your time in the paper. So let us start with fourth only. Theta is equal to 30 into 2, 60 minus 11 upon 2 into 30, 15. 15 into 11, simply I'll write 5. 1 plus 5 is 6, 1. So subtract from 60. I know we should get it as 105 modulus, so it has to be positive. Since I am getting 4 as 105, the option where A is 4 is the correct answer, and it is only in option A. And luckily I don't need to check for any of the other options, because everywhere else A is either 1, 2, 3, which clearly eliminates all the options as B, C and D. And the tip was that why not start with the number which is easier in terms of calculation, because you have to end up calculating all the options if you start from beginning. A vibe, just imagine the time. Just imagine the time as something. Yes, it can also work for 45 degree, and you can mark the answer using that as well. Let's move on for the next one. This is a question on calendars. Again, it's a easy question to solve. So let's see that all of you are able to get it on your own. And this is based on the concept of odd days, or you can just use a simple calendar logic to get the answer. Let us see who gets the answer in the quickest possible time. Let us see. And students, I would also advise one thing. Please don't shy away from writing. If you read a question, if you feel that there is some data which if you write would be easier for you to keep in your mind, please write it down. I have seen many students where they write unnecessary things, and hence as mentors we advise that don't write them, but that does not mean that you shy away from writing everything which you feel is important for your solving. Okay. Students are saying it's C. Let us see. Sham knows that Ram's birthday falls between 14th and 21st. So the possible dates are 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20 according to Sham. According to Shalini, Ram's birthday falls between 15th and 20th. So between 15th and 20th means 15 and 20 is not possible. Both of them know that Ram's birthday is on Wednesday. If 2nd October was a Monday, the next Monday will be after 7 days, which is 9th October. The next Monday after that will be 7 plus days, which is 16th October. If 16th October is Monday, 17th October is a Tuesday, and 18th October, which was the correct answer given by the students, becomes Wednesday. It is a easy sum, and yes, it's good that you got it very quickly, but I was expecting some of you to get the answer in much more efficient manner. Ayo, yes, I know you are here, but please stop spamming. That's something which I would recommend both you and Y to do. Some new answers and faces also in the stream. Let us go for this next question. Try to get this sum done in less than 30 seconds quickly. It is much easier than the previous one also. Less than 30 seconds you should get your answer. I think some of you are taking too much time to get this very easy question answered. B 27, Pranavi, Drushti, perfect. B is the right answer. And again, it's one of the easiest sum to do in the paper. So falls after 20th, before 28, possible dates 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I will not shy away from just writing this much. Jyoti remembers that Mother Roshni's birthday falls after 26th. After 26th, there is only one number available in front of me. Answer has to be B. That's it. I have marked my answer. Let's move forward. A very easy sum to do. And please don't shy away from writing this basic thing. It makes your answer much quicker. And it is absolutely allowed to write this much to solve. Next one. A question which is based on the concept of odd days. If you don't know this concept, I'll be explaining you this concept very quickly. But first, try for 1 minute. I would recommend you take 1 more minute and then try to find the answer. It's the wrong answer. So for others who is looking at the chat section, B is the wrong answer. So let's see if anybody gets it. In the next 30 seconds, I'll be discussing first the concept for odd days, because I'm pretty sure some of you don't know the concept, and then I'll be telling you the solution. Okay, some of you are saying it's A. Okay, let's see. Drishti A, Omitya A, Vibe A. Okay, let's see the concept first. Now, quickly, everybody who's watching the stream, in 1 year, how many weeks do you have? What is the number of weeks in a year? Why the perfect solution? But I'll teach you something which can help in other questions as well. In a year, how many weeks do you have? Just answer this question quickly. Anybody can put it in the chat section. I hope you guys know this much in terms of general knowledge. Anyone? 52, Vishesh, correct. So in a year we have 52 weeks. 52 into 7 days a week is actually only 364 days. But in a year we actually get 365 days. Every year there is one odd day or one extra day. So every year you will be having 52 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But there will be one extra, either a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday, depending on the particular year and the previous years. Now, if it is an ordinary year, you get one odd day. If it is a leap year, because there are 366 days, you get 2 odd days. Now, the calendar for the year 2009 will be same in which year? Trust me, the first information, 2008, starts with the Monday, is actually not useful to get the answer, and you can ignore it. And without that also, just based on this concept of odd days, you can get your answer. Let us see how. 2009, because it's an ordinary year, will end up giving me one odd day in the entire year. 2010 will give me one more odd day. 2011 will give me one more odd day. 2012 will give me 2 odd days. Simply why? Because 2012 has to be a leap year. 2013 will give me 1 odd day. 2014 gives me 1 odd day. If you calculate, in total, you end up getting 7 odd days. But because they are subsequent years, the odd days will not occur randomly as a Monday or a Thursday or a Saturday. It will follow a particular slope. Now, in a week, because we have 7 days, 7 odd days actually will create one proper week, and hence you will end up getting 0 odd days in total before 2015. 0 odd days simply mean that you can use the same calendar which was in the beginning of 2009 in 2015, and that becomes your answer. And hence this 2008 is something which you don't need to use to get the correct answer for this particular question. I hope you have now understood this concept of odd days, and it also helps you for all the subsequent questions, and even one of the previous questions on the year can be answered on the basis of the odd day. So I hope the concept of odd days is clear. And just one more tip from my side to all of you. After how many years does the leap year occur? Anybody who can put it in the chat section. After how many years does leap year occur? Omitya, just one last theory and then I'll be going to the next question. So, according to all of your knowledge, it's right that the leap year occurs after every 4 years. So, 2008 is a leap year, 2012 is a leap year. I have a very simple question for all of you. Is 2200 a leap year? Is 2200 a leap year? A very simple question. Yes or no? People who say yes, put it quickly. If you think it's no, put no. Come on. Drishti, no. Others, is 2200 a leap year? No sir, no. People who are saying no is the right answer. Please remember this theory that if year ends in 00, it is a leap year only if it is divisible by 400. So 400 will be a leap year, 800 is a leap year, year 2000 was a leap year, 2400 will be a leap year, but 2100, 2200 will not be a leap year. That said, 2096 will be a leap year. So just remember this thing. That, see, any year which is divisible by 400 has to be divisible by 100 vibe. So that's one theory or a tip in calendar which you should remember. Can be something which can be helpful for your paper on Sunday. Let's move on to the next category of questions. A very simple category. I hope everybody gets it right. Directions. Take 1 minute, get this direction correct. Quickly. And here they are just asking you the direction. They are not asking you the distance from home to the stadium. So you don't need to get into Pythagoras to get the right answer. Let's see who gets the answer to this question. D, Omitya, Vibe, D. Vibe, please avoid spamming. I'll be reading the answers once. Putting it in the chat section is more than enough. Drishti, D. Yes, D is the right answer. A very easy question. A boy runs 150 meters towards south. So, my bad. 150 meters south. He turns left. Now remember, if you are facing the paper, this is your right, this is your left. But if it is north, if you're facing north, then your natural right is your right and your left. If it is south, use the reverse. So because he's turning left, my natural left is here. So if I'm facing south, my left goes here and he's running for 300 meters, then again turns left. So left from east will be going towards the north, and he is completing 350 meters, and from here he is again turning right. So because I am now facing north, my natural right, 50 meters. This was my home. From my home, taking the direction, this direction is nothing but northeast. One mistake which I have seen many of the good students also doing during the paper is marking the answer as C. The reason they do this is they draw 150, they draw 300, and then they draw 350 like this. Guys, you don't need to draw it using a precise scale, but your 150 and 350 cannot be of the same length. So if it is 350, you need to make sure you're showing it much more than 150. This is one of the most common traps in the direction question, and you may end up marking your answer as C. So just be careful. Next one. A man walks 3 kilometers towards east from his house, turns south, walks 4 kilometers, turns west, walks 6 kilometers. This question is slightly easier than previous question because you don't need to be worried about the right and left. You only need to go with the normal direction. Always remember that when you have a paper in front of you, the direction which you face, always consider it to be north. It will be the easiest way to get it right. This question quickly, it should take you less than 1 minute to get the answer right. And I think by the time I will be done explaining this question, we would be done with the 2-hour milestone in this particular marathon. C, yes, C is the right answer. I'll not take too much time to explain this. 3 kilometers east, 4 kilometers south, 6 kilometers west. As explained, 6 should be more than 3. And this is the final point. This was my starting point. I know this is 4. Because this was 3, the extra is 3. So this direction, 3, 4, the simplest Pythagoras triplet to remember has to be 5. Now also remember that for directions, remembering your Pythagoras triplets like 5, 12, 13. It is a good thing to remember such triplets because they are commonly asked in direction questions, and it can help you speed up your calculation. So there is a list of 8 to 9 Pythagoras triplets. There are more triplets, but if you remember the 8 to 9 common ones, you should be in a good position to speed your calculation in the paper. Let's go to the next type of question, the family direction and family tree and blood relations. And some of you find it kind of confusing, so make sure that you're paying attention to the approach to get this thing right. Key 6, 8, 10 is not a Pythagoras triplet. It is actually created from the base triplet of 3, 4, 5. So if you multiply 3, 4, 5 each number by 2, you get 8, 6, 10. Others spend 1 minute to get this question correct. Omitaya, yes, brother is the right answer. Others, let's see if you get it right. I would always recommend that you draw the family tree to get the correct answer for such questions. Don't try to do it in your mind. It will become confusing. So, we have father, sister, cousin, brother, 4 options. Let's read the question. Pointing towards a person in the photograph, Rani said, he. Now because Rani is addressing the photograph as he, the photo has to be for a male. We draw male with a square, female with a circle. You can use whatever shape and symbols you like. Now, he is the only son of the father. Only son of the father of my sisters. So we have the sister to Rani, and since he is the only son, all the three belong to the same generation, and because they have the same father, the person in the photograph is nothing but the brother to Rani. Now, what they are asking is, how is the person in the photograph related to Rani? If the question was, how is Rani related to the person in the photograph, the answer would have been sister. Just be careful about the framing of the question so that you are not marking the wrong option. In this particular question of family tree, you need to be careful what is the relationship they are trying to establish in the final question. So please be mindful of this. Another question from a past JIPMAT paper. Let's see who gets it correct this time and quickly. Again, I think 45 seconds should be good enough to get the answer. So 30 more seconds. And we have completed the 2-hour milestone in the marathon. People who have been here since the past 2 hours, like students like Omitaya, Drashti, Vibe. So all of you, it's great to see such a dedication for your paper, and I am genuinely optimistic about your attempt on Sunday now. Okay, I am getting A, C. The correct answer is A. Let us see how do we solve this particular question. Pointing to the photograph, woman says, this man. So again, the photo is addressed as a man, so has to be a male. This man's son, again a male. Sister, so a female, is my mother-in-law. So she is the mother-in-law for the women. So women should be outside their family. If this is a woman married to a male and sister. Now, how is the women's husband? So this guy related to the man in the photograph. He is coming in the third generation, so hence he has to be the grandson. If you read it step by step and accordingly you keep on making the family tree, you will definitely get this question correct. Let's go to the next question. Yes, Vibe, you are also there since 2 hours. I know you have given almost all the answers correct, so it's great to see. Now we will be moving to the arrangement type of questions in JIPMAT. Remember, JIPMAT is a paper where there is no paucity of time, 100 questions, 150 minutes. So you can attempt these questions even though they are standalone questions, and on one arrangement you only get one question. Let's read this question. I'll give you 1.5 minutes. You can read and solve quicker also. 4 friends, Jasprit, Rohit, Rihanna, Blessy, like different sports. All of them are active members of their clubs. One person can become a member of only one club. 3 clubs, dance, theatre, eco. Jasprit, who likes swimming, not a member of dance. Rihanna is a member of dance, does not like tennis. Rohit likes badminton, not a member of theatre or dance club. Blessy is a member of eco club and does not like swimming and badminton. Who likes badminton and is a member of eco club? What is the answer for this particular question? Anybody? You can actually get the answer for this question in less than 90 seconds if you just read the information correctly and you have some sort of recall for the information, because it is 4 to 5 lines. Okay. AI loan to B, Omitya B, Kai B, B Drishti, correct. B is the correct answer. You actually don't need to create any kind of matrix or a table to get the answer. They are saying 4 friends and all are liking different sports. Here they are saying that Rohit likes badminton. Each person likes only one sport because they are asking us who likes badminton. Even if I don't know about the eco club, just because Rohit likes badminton, the answer has to be option B. You don't even need to create a table to get the answer to this question. And remember, in JIPMAT, every arrangement does not have multiple questions. So based on this recall of information, if you can mark the answer, you can get the solution done in less than 90 seconds and you can move forward. Let's do this next question and let us see if you have understood this particular piece of advice. 5 friends A, B, C, D and E travel to 5 different cities: Pune, Kolkata, Delhi, Bengaluru, Mumbai by different modes of transport: bus, train, aeroplane, car and boat from Goa. Further, the following information is given. The person who traveled to Delhi did not travel by boat. C went to Bengaluru by car. B went to Kolkata by aeroplane. D traveled by boat and E traveled by train. Goa is not connected by bus to Delhi and Pune. Which of the following pair of person and mode of transport is not correct? Let us see who gets the correct answer. Quickly, remember what I said. In JIPMAT, it is not necessary to always make the table. Read the question, read the information slightly to and fro and see without making the table or a matrix, can you get the answer right? Drishti, D. Okay. Others? D, Kai, correct. Drishti, Kai, both of you are correct. Drishti, if you can put it in the chat section, which point to refer? Which is the point that you need to refer to so that you can mark this answer? Why D is the right answer? Which point to refer? So that without making the table, you can get the correct answer. Stories and more. Perfect. Okay. Everybody, they have said that all the people are traveling to different city and different transport. C is going by car is already mentioned. So if C is going by car, E cannot go by car, and this is the wrong pair given to us and becomes our answer. You don't need to make any table to get the correct answer and you are saving so much time. Something which is not possible in some other entrances such as INPAT or IPMAT Rohtak, where based on an arrangement you get multiple questions and hence you cannot answer without making a right table. Let's do the next one. Let us see who gets the answer correct for this one. Okay, anybody, what is the answer for this question? And again, one more thing, can you get this question sorted without actually making a table? Let us see. Let's start. We have P, Q, R and S. Now, for P, Q, R and S, we have to put the values for their city and their sport. Neither S nor the person from Calcutta plays cricket. This is not something which is going to help us. Q plays either football or chess. Okay, I cannot put it. P is from Bombay. Okay. The person who plays tennis is from Jaipur. P plays either chess or tennis. Now, person from Jaipur is playing tennis. So, P has to be chess. Since Q is either football or chess, the only sport left for Q is football. Since S cannot play cricket, R is cricket. The sport which is left for S, it's not relevant to us to get our answer, but we can put it. It needs to be tennis. Now, tennis is Jaipur. I know that the person from Calcutta is not playing cricket. So, R cannot be from Calcutta. So, the only city left for R is Ahmedabad. So, in Ahmedabad, the sport which you get has to be cricket, which is C. So, some of you got the answer wrong. You thought it is D. So, just be careful that the previous two questions, because they were so directly based on the condition, could have been answered without making a table. But here, if you look, there is no condition which directly leads us to find whether Ahmedabad is cricket or football. But I clearly know that Ahmedabad cannot be tennis. I clearly also know that because of Bombay, it cannot be chess or something. But between cricket and football, you need to draw so that you can arrive at the correct answer. So, like I said, read. First, try to answer just based on the condition. If you are not 100% certain, then please draw the table to get the correct answer. Easy question, you don't want to lose just because you shy away from drawing the table. Next one. 6 books of various subjects are kept in a shelf on the top of one another. Electronic book is just about the chemistry, statistics between commerce and environmental science. Book of botany is between electronics, commerce. The book of which subject is at the top. Clearly, after reading, we know that we cannot get the answer to this question unless we draw it. So let's just draw it from the beginning. Electronics about chemistry. So we have chem, we will get electronics. Now, statistics is between commerce and environmental science, but I don't know where to place them, above electronics, chem or below. So let's look at another line. Botany is between electronics, common. So I have electronics, I will get botany. Above that I will get commerce. Now since I have commerce, I can say above that I will have stats, above which I will have environmental science. The top book in this bunch will become environmental science. A easy question. After reading, we knew that we had to make the diagram. You make the diagram, you get the answer correct. Let's go to the next question. I want you guys to keep your pens away if you're taking the notes or if you're writing, and just read this question and get the answer in 30 seconds. Let us see the first person to put the answer in the comment section. Anybody answer for this question? It should take you less than 30 seconds, to be honest. Vibe, D, yes. Others? 30. D is the correct answer. And the way it works is very simple. 620 is the total amount. 2 rupees note, 5 rupees note, 10 rupees note and 50 rupees note. Now, each denomination is equal. So, x should give me 620. In mind also you can do it. 62x is 620. X is 10. Because I have 3 types of notes, 10, 10, 10, answer has to be 30, taken from an actual JIPMAT paper. And this is what I was saying, that JIPMAT papers always have LR section between easy to moderate end. Some questions will be easier, similar to this. Some questions can be kind of moderate based on the alphanumeric series or the pure numeric series which we had seen earlier in the sprint. Now, next question came in 2 different years in JIPMAT. So, I'll explain you how to approach this question. Then the next slide is something which I'll expect you guys to do it on your own. I always recommend that if you want to solve this particular question type, please make the diagram in front of you. So, let's make a cube. And you don't need to do elementary or intermediate examination just to make a basic cube. Cut into 27 small cubes. 27 is basically 3 cube. So on the front I need to have 3 rows, 3 columns. Let's just connect the lines. Same thing at top, 3 rows, 3 columns, and again you just need to make a rough diagram. Let's connect this and connect the horizontal lines. Once we have connected, now all the faces are painted. Let's quickly identify the faces which will have 3 sides painted. 1, 2, 3. So can I say all the cubes which are at the corners, because I have 8 corners, 3 faces will be painted for 8 cubes which are at the corners. Let us find out only 2. So I'll just use a different color for only 2. The cube which is there at this edge will have only 2, because the bottom one will also have 3 sides faced. So 2 faces. Now how many edges do you have in a cube? 4 at the top, 4 at the bottom, and you also have 4 vertical edges, which is total 12 edges, and 12 into 1 on each edge, we have 12 cubes. Now let us find out for how many cubes it will be just one face. The cube which is there at the center will only have one of its sides faced, because it's not adjacent to anything else. Now how many faces do I have in a cube? 6. So 6 into 1 gives me 6. Obviously you don't need to show it, I am doing it for explanation purposes. Now if you add this 8, 12 and 26, so we end up getting 26, which would have at least one of the faces. So 26 is at least one face which is painted from the smaller cubes. So now because the total is 27, no face painted will be 1. And now let us just quickly look at the conditions. A, 6 cubes are painted, 1 face only. A is true. If A is true, it cannot be D. There is only 1 cube which is not pasted. No, yes, there is only 1 cube which is not painted on any face. So B is also correct. So now we cannot eliminate anything here. There are 6 cubes which have 2 faces painted. No, there are 12 cubes which have 2 faces painted. It cannot be C, and hence this goes away. So it cannot be B. There are 8 cubes which have 3 faces painted. That is right. So hence the answer has to be option C, A, B and D. The important learning for all of you here is how do you make this diagram and you get this numbers created. I hope this approach and everything is clear. The reason is simple, because you will be doing this in your paper in case you get such a question. And to practice, I want each one of you who is attending this stream to do this question on your own by taking 2 minutes and make sure you're creating a similar diagram. Everyone. Stories and more, I did not understand. Stories, don't worry about this. I will be explaining this second question also, but I just want all the students to try by giving 2 minutes. And students who did not yet like the stream, if you liked this question and the solution, make sure to like it right now. It's never too late. Let's see who gets the correct answer for this one in the shortest possible time. And you don't need to be artist to draw the diagram. Don't use your scales and pencils and everything. Just make a rough diagram. It will be enough. Let's see anybody who has the answer. Drashti C, AI loan C. Yes, both of you are correct. It's good to see the speed which you have been showing to get the answer right. Now, I'll be solving this question. Again, first step, stories. Please make sure if you're listening, you are following each and every step. I'll be explaining it very slowly so that you don't miss out on anything. Step 1, make a basic cube. Since it is cut into 64 smaller cubes, 4 cube is 64. So I need to have 4 rows and 4 columns on every face. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So we are having the 4 faces created. Now, any cube which is there at the corner, it will have 3 sides painted, one at the top, one if you look at this left, and one at the front. So 3 faces always, irrespective of the number of cuts, will be with 8 smaller cubes. Let us look at 2 faces. I will try to color it with a different color. So, one at the side left, one at the front, one at the side, one at the front. At this edge, I have 2 cubes which I have paint on 2 faces. Similarly, at the top also 2. I can say it would be same for this 2 as well at the right side, which I cannot show because of the 3D figure. But all said and done, at every edge 2. Total number of edges in cube is 12. 12 2s are 24. Now, let us find for 1 the 4 cubes at the center of this face. They are not adjacent to any other face, and hence they will only have paint on the front face. And because we have 6 faces, for one face it will be 6 faces into 4, 24. Now if you see, 24 plus 24 is 48. 48 plus 8 is 56. 56 cubes have at least one of the faces having paint. Because my total is 64, 0 faces with paint will be the remaining 8 cubes. Now let us look at each and every condition. The number of smaller cubes with 2 surfaces painted. It is not 36. For 2 surfaces it is 12 2s are 24. So A is clearly wrong, which means that this 2 cannot be the answer. The number of smaller cubes with one surface painted is 24, correct. 6 fours are 24. Number of smaller cubes with no surface painted is 8. So C is also correct. Let's check D. The number of smaller cubes with at least 2. At least 2 always means 2 or more than 2, which is 3. So 24 plus 8 is 32, but they have mentioned it as 30, and hence D is wrong, which means that the answer needs to be C, and this is how you solve. I hope everybody is now clear with this question type, so that if you get this similar question type on Sunday, I want all of you to get the 4 marks from this question. Now, let us move on to the next one. How do you answer this question if 4 different position of dice are shown and they are asking you the number opposite to 3? Very easy way to get the answer. This is visual reasoning. Students complicate it quite often times, but you don't need to complicate it. It's very easy. If the number is 3, the other numbers available on the dice are 1, 2, 4, 5 and 6. Now just look at each and every die. Up adjacent to 3, I have 2 and 6 shown, so they cannot be opposite. Adjacent to 3, I have 1 and 6 shown, so 1 also cannot be opposite. Adjacent to 3, I am seeing 5, so 5 also cannot be opposite because I can see adjacent. So the only number left is 4. What number is opposite to 3? Answer is 4. That's it. A very simple approach to get your answer. Let's try the same pattern for this another question. They are asking me number on the face opposite to 4. So we have 4, which means the opposite faces possibly can be 1, 2, 3, 5 and 6. Because I can see 4 here, 1 and 2 are clearly adjacent, so cannot be opposite. Now 3, 5, 6, there are multiple possibilities. So let us check that opposite to 6, which numbers are possible. So all possibilities are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. If I use the first figure, 6 and 5, so 6, 1, 5, so 1 and 5 are adjacent, cannot be opposite to 6. Here I can also see 3 goes away. Now if I see any other number here, I am not sure which can be my possible answer. But opposite to 6, I am seeing 2 and 4. Let us see if there is any other way we can eliminate to get our answer. Now for 4 and 6, we are seeing that this can be a possibility. We can also see the possibility here, but let's just eliminate 5 from the options. So for 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6, I can see that 5 is adjacent to 1 and 6, cannot be my answer. Adjacent to 3 as well, adjacent to 2 as well, and 5, the only number left is 4, which means that the face opposite to 4 is 5. It is not 6, because here if I eliminate 6 and 2 have to be opposite. Again, the previous question which we did, it was easier because 3 was shown in 3 different figures and easily just in one go I got my answer. Here, because 4 is only shown in one of the figures, it took some extra efforts, but the steps and the method remained the same to get the correct answer. Next one, the total number of squares and rectangles in the following figure. I want all of you to count and then let us see what is the correct answer, because this is very easy, it's counting based, but the most error prone question which you can answer on the main day, because it is based on counting. There is no direct formula or a shortcut to get the answer. So take 1.5 minutes, but tell me the answer. Janelle, correct. Stories, correct. Yes. Iochel, Dhruv, all of you are right. The answer is 20. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this middle square 9. So I have this 9 written easily. Now, 1, 2, but it can also be 3 and 4. So I will add 4, and it can be this entire square as well. So I will add one more. Now I'll just change the ink. I can have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can have this 4 as well. And finally, I can have 1 and 2. So I can have this 2 as well. Now, if you add 9 plus 1, 10, 4 plus 4, 8 plus 2, 10. So you get 20 and C is the answer. There is no shortcut available to answer this particular question. If you have done the counting right, you will get the answer. If your counting is off by 2, you will mark 18. If you count 2 extra, you will mark 22. But you just need to be careful while you are solving such a question. Next one, mirror image. I hope all of you know that mirror image is taken about the vertical axis. So I need to get this arm which should be crossed like this. A cross arm is shown only in A and D. So C and B cannot be my answer. This other arm will be straight only because there will be no tilt happening. Because there is a tilt here, A goes away, D becomes the right answer. This is the best way to answer your mirror image. Instead of sitting and actually making the entire diagram, you can just look at the elements, eliminate the options, get the answer very quickly. Now, if you got the mirror image right, and you won't get too many questions in JIPMAT based on visual reasoning, but you can expect 1 or 2 questions which are easy and scoring. Next one, the water image for this figure. Again, just look at one element, try to find that water image and eliminate the options to get the answer. It should take you less than 45 seconds to get the answer right. Anybody who has the answer right, just focus on one element and you will get it. C, okay, vibe, drishti, C, stories, C, yes, C is the right answer. Water image is always taken about the horizontal axis. So if I just focus on this element, the circle will come here, the tilt will change, arrow goes here, only shown in this figure, which is C, and it becomes your answer. The best way to answer a visual reasoning question, and they are taken from past JIPMAT papers, so they were easy 4 marks to grab. Venn diagram. For this, sometimes in Venn diagram they will mention that circle is businessman, sometimes they will put it right next to the circle only. In this situation, I would recommend that you are marking it down. So circle is businessman, the square is dancer, the triangle is musician, and the rectangle is Indian. Which among the following is neither a dancer nor a musician? They are saying it cannot be dancer or musician. So dancer is square, musician is triangle, it cannot be in this. So there are only 2 options left, either 11 or 10. Businessman, not Indian. If not Indian is also given, we are only left with 10. Answer is D. It is a very easy question. The only thing is you need to remember that every shape is representing what, so that you are looking at the right region. If you don't remember that which shape represents what, you may end up getting a very wrong answer for a very easy question. Now, this is another question which is taken from the JIPMAT paper. Luckily in this question, every region, like I said, every shape is marked already. So you don't need to worry a lot. You need to directly focus on the question. They are saying that uneducated women. So because they need to be a woman, they need to be part of the rectangle. Uneducated. So outside educated. So the options are 1, 4 and 9. Out of this, only 4 and 9 is given to me. Who have a job in both government and private. So they should be part of triangle. They should also be part of rectangle, which is given by 9. Option A becomes your answer. I hope this was clear to all of you. This is luckily a easier question because you have the regions mentioned and you won't do a mistake in the regions. Let's look at the next question. From this point onwards, we will be doing some DI questions. We are in the last 24 minutes of this sprint and we will be looking at the final DI questions, which are calculation heavy slightly. So let's begin. We have a particular table which was partially filled in the paper and you were expected to fill the remaining boxes and answer the questions accordingly. Let us see how easy it is to fill this table. Half the students have grade A or B. Okay, I don't know the total students. 50% of the students are girls. If girls are 40, which is 50%, boys should also be 40. 40 and 40 will give us a total of 80 students. Now, if I look at the first point, half of the students have grade A and B. So out of 80, 40 have A or B. 30 are done. So I am left with 10. So for C, I have 40. Next, 1/4 of the boys have grade C. So 1/4 of the boys have grade C. Out of 40, 1/4 is 10. So this becomes 30. 10, 5 gone. So I am left with 5. 5 and 30, 35. So left with 5 more for 40 girls. 5 and 30, left with 25. We can also verify 25 and 5 is 30 and 10, 40. And your entire table is clear. I hope everybody was able to understand how quickly and easily we can make the table just by going to and fro between 3 simple conditions. Now, based on the 3 conditions, there were questions. I have already created the table for the subsequent questions and we'll answer them quickly. First thing, the number of girls of grade A and total girls and boys having grade A. 5 total for grade A is 10. So answer becomes option A. If your table is ready in front of you, it is a very easy way to get your 4 marks. Next one, number of girls, boys and total. 40, 40, 80, which is mentioned in option B. 4, 4, 8 marks secured. Table should take maximum 4 minutes even if you are slow with math and comprehension. Yet solving 30 seconds, 5 minutes, 8 marks done. Number of boys grade B, number of boys grade C. Boys grade B, C, 25, 10. A, be extremely careful. Easy question again because we have the data, but B is a very big trap. Some of you mark the answer as B. They are asking you B, grade C, which is 25, 10. So it has to be A. It is not 10, 25. Be extremely careful about this. Next, number of girls who have grade B. So girls having grade B, 5. Only one option is starting with 5. So it has to be A. Remember, it is 5, 30. It is not 35. Option B again is a trap. You will have your entire table correct. Your numbers are correct. But if you fall for this trap, you will be losing out on your marks. Next one. the total number of faculties, another D I said taken from the past JIPMAT paper. Total number of faculties in different departments of an institute and percentage of females and males is given in a tabular format. What is the ratio of the number of females in physics department to the number of females in management department? Remember, in this question, they are not asking me to actually sit and calculate the total numbers and then take the ratios. I can just find the actual ratios by writing it side by side. So, physics, I have 900, females are 23 upon 100 is to management, I have 450 and the females are 44 upon 100. A very easy way to do this sum, I can cancel out the zeros, I can cancel out the 0, 9 ones are, I will get 5s are, 5 ones are, 2s are, 2 ones are, 22s are, and answer becomes C. To be honest, for this particular question, you actually can avoid the entire solving which I have shown. Anybody who can put it in the chat section, how can you avoid the solving? Anyone who can put it in the chat section. There is a very, very good trick. Just by observation, you can get the answer based on the options which are given. Anyone? 10 more seconds. If you can think about the trick, I'll be sharing it in 10 seconds. The trick for this particular question is very, very, very simple. I know that the percentage of females from physics will be 23 into something, which means that when I'm writing that ratio, it has to come as 23 or a multiple of 23. 22, 35, 33 can never be a multiple of 23. There is only one option, which is 23, and C becomes your answer. If you just look at this number and look at your options, in 15-20 seconds you have your answer ready. So I hope you got it, that how you can get the answer by looking. Again, it works for this particular question based on the options, but you can always look out for such smart tricks in the paper. It will end up saving your time. Next question, I will be giving you guys 2 minutes to tell me the correct answer. Then I will show you an approach where you can get the answer under 45 seconds. Let's see, anybody who is able to give the answer in the next 1 minute. 1 minute is done, 1 minute more. And this question on its first look seems like a calculation heavy and something which you want to either skip during the paper. That will be your first thought. But trust me, it is not, if you just remember this approach to get the answer. And please don't use your calculators and everything to speed up your calculation. Thirty more seconds. I am hoping at least one of you should be able to give me the correct answer. AI loan. Correct. B is the right answer. Anybody else? How many of you are in between the calculation? Put it in the comment section. Ki right now while I am saying this, you are in between the calculation. Stories B, B, yes. All of you are right. Answer is B. I'll explain now the shortcut which you can do to get the answer quickly, and it is based on one observation. that the unit digit for all the options is different. So, computer science male, 840 into 55 by 100, 0 cancel. I basically know 11 and 2. This will become 42. So 2 into 1 will end in 2. Next, mathematics, 220 into 65 upon 100, 0 cancel, 13, 2, 11. 11 into 13, 1 into 3 will end in 3. Finally, chemistry, 360 into 35 over 100, 0 cancel, 7, 2, 18. 8 into 7 will end in 6. 2 plus 3, 5. 5 plus 6, 11. The final answer should end in 1. Only one option ends in 1 and answer hence has to be option B. You don't need to sit and precisely calculate the actual values to get the answer, and this way you can get the answer under a minute for sure. If you are very quick with the cancellation, it is also possible under 45 seconds. How many of you actually liked this trick? Put it in the chat section if you actually enjoyed using this trick. Again, this things always ends up giving you an edge over your competition in the paper. And now we move on to the next question. So we have some data given to us. In this, there is a box which has several balls. There are of different colors. We have 6 colors, the percentage for each color, light, dark, everything given to us. Now, the balls are 1000, ratio of light, dark, all known. Let us see the question. Ratio of dark pink to dark green. Let us go back. For pink, I know it is 12%. Ratio is 1:7 for light to dark. So 7 upon 8 into, for pink 12%, is 2. For green 18% into, the dark green is 1:3, so 3 by 4. Now obviously because it's percentage, you can just simply ignore this value. Now if you ignore the value, 4 ones are 2s are, 2 ones are 6 are, 6 ones are 3s are, 7, 3 into 3 gives us 9. Answer is C, 7:9. A very straightforward question. Again, remember, you don't need to individually calculate the percentage, say absolute values for both colors, then use the ratios, then find the answers, then take the ratio to get the answer. So it can be done quickly when they are in the question itself asking you the ratio. Now you have this data in front of you. They are asking you the difference between the number of light red balls and number of dark yellow balls. I'll write it here. Light red balls minus, I'll put a modulus because it cannot be negative. So light red balls and dark yellow balls. Everybody take almost 90 seconds. The data is front of you to solve the question. Aditya Kumar, yes, they are PYQs. Every single question done in this sprint till now are PYQs. So we need to find light red minus dark yellow, the difference between them. Aditya, they are mix of the last 4 years. Because in JIPMAT every year there are 33 LR questions, 33 fours are 132. So I cannot complete 132 in 3 hours. So I have selected good questions which covers the entire question type. Anybody with this answer? Quickly. We have the data here in front of you and now you should be quick with your calculations. Okay. People are saying 15 and yes, that is the right answer. The quick way to do it directly, let's look at the percentage. Red, I have 21. Now, light red, 3 out of 7 parts, 21 by 7 is 3, 3 3s are 9. Now, let's look at yellow. Yellow is also 21. 9 and 5, 14. So, 21 into 5 by 14 because of dark. 2, 3, 15 by 2, 7.5. The difference between them is basically, I'll write it here in big, 1.5 and 15 becomes your answer. Directly take the ratios on that percentage. Numbers will be easy to find because since it's 1000, whatever you get, you will directly find that in the option. Another sum on this same data, dark red balls. You simply need to find the dark red balls. Answer should be given by you in the next 30 seconds. Quickly. Vibe 120, AI loan 120. Perfect guys, 120 is the right answer. 21 divided by 7, again 3 percentage, 4 into 3 ends up giving me 12. Because of 1000 as 12 percentage, you will get 120. And because the base was 1000, you will directly see that 12 in the option. The following graph shows economic data for the financial year 2023. This is a graph. The question is, in 2023, the Middle Eastern and North Africa's percent growth in GDP was approximately what percent greater than Southern Continental Africa's percent GDP growth? So, Middle East and Southern. So, we need to compare this two and they are asking you how much percent more is the value. I hope everybody remembers that percentage change is the difference upon reference in 200. So, I am comparing Middle East to South African. So, my reference will be 3. The difference between them, 12.5 minus 3, will become 9.5 and into 100. Now, I'll just take this data to the options where I have 9.5 upon 3 into 100. Basically, if you do a simple division, 3 3s are 9. After that, if it is 5, I know it will be 0.1 something. Into 100 basically makes it 310 something. If you closely look at the options, there is only one option where you can see that 3 and 1 coming, which becomes B, and that becomes the correct answer. This is the last sum for our sprint today. We are on the ending part where only 5 minutes are left and this is the last sum. Again, the trick for this sum is also you don't need to sit and calculate precise 317. Just by looking at 9.5 upon 3, you can do 3.1. Look at the options. Which option starts with 3 and 1 gives you your answer. We have 5 more minutes where if you have any other question related to JIPMAT, if you have any nervousness, anything to relate, any question related to LR section today or DI, you can put it in the comment section and I can help you out with those particular doubts. Also, if some of you have joined the stream late, make sure that after we end the stream, you are rewatching all the starting questions so that you have not missed out on anything. And like I said, if you feel like there was a particular question type which you have still not understood, after the stream is over, make sure that you again watch it tomorrow or maybe maximum by Saturday. But I would advise all of you to avoid doing any new thing on Saturday because your paper is on Sunday. How to find the angles in clocks? I'll write the formula on this page. The angle in the clocks is given by theta 30h minus 11 upon 2m. What do you suggest one should do in the next 2 days? Today you should go back to all the 3 marathon sessions, identify the question types which are commonly asked. We have done that for you. We have selected specific questions so that you get learnings, so that you know which question type you are more comfortable with, where you need to work more. Tomorrow you should spend more on the revising of those strengths, which topics are your basic strengths, and you can capitalize on Sunday. Your weaknesses, I would say, try to give 1 or 2 hours, but beyond that, if you feel like that you won't be able to do justice to those topics, leave it. Never do anything new before the paper. What is the level of QA? I would recommend you watch the QA sprint because there we have covered the PYQs for quant section from the JIPMAT paper and you will understand the level. And if you are an IMS student, please connect with your mentors. They'll give you a better insight on this. So I hope all of you have liked this particular marathon session. All the best for Sunday. People who have been here, again, students like Drushti, Stories, IO, AI Loan, who have been answering for quite some time, vibe together. Seeing your dedication for being here for 3 hours, I'm optimistic that you will have a great attempt. And for all the other students who joined late for whatever reason, rewatch the entire stream, and all the best for your paper on Sunday. Make sure that you are attempting as much as possible based on your strength, and let's not fluke because you still have negative in JIPMAT. A total of 90 plus questions with at least 90%. Yes, that's a very good target to have in your mind for JIPMAT. Last year also, I had few students who told after the paper only that they were able to achieve this. And they are now part of IIM Jammu Bodh Gaya also. So you can do that. There is no sectional cutoff, so you don't need to look at each and every section for the good number. You need to aim at maximizing the attempts based on your strength across each section. And again, thank you so much for joining. We are at the end of this 3-hour clock. All the best for Sunday. Have a great JIPMAT this year.